Lavina Teerlinck was a female artist from the 1500s. Lavina Teerlinck was born in 1510 and raised in Belgium. At the age of 35, Lavina married to George Teerlinck, and roughly 11 months later, she moved to England for a job as the Tudor family's court painter. She moved there in November when she was 36. Um, a court painter is someone who paints portraits for members of a royal family or a really wealthy family. This job was fairly high profile because of the status of the Tudor family. The Tudor family was the royal family of England at the time, so in the mid 1500s. She soon became very influential because she was one of the few female painters who actually got paid an annual salary. Lavina made roughly around £40 annually, which was more than the court painter got paid before her. As she painted for the Tudors for years on end, she became very close and comfortable with the royal family as they really bonded over time. Lavina Teerlinck was also one of the few recognized female painters at the time. Most women at the time painted portraits because they had restrictions on what they were allowed to paint. Portraits easily fell into the category that they could paint, so it was often chosen, obviously, to paint portraits. And although other women were painting portraits, she was one of the very few who made it somewhere with her art. One of Lavina Teerlinck's many famous portraits was of Elizabeth Tudor I. This portrait in particular had much detail, giving background information not only on Elizabeth Tudor I, but of her royal family as well. One example of how the painting displays a characteristic of Elizabeth Tudor I was with the clothes and jewelries they painted her in. Elizabeth Tudor I was painted in very formal clothes and that were very coordinated. She was also painted in very fine jewelry. Jewelry has really always been known to be more expensive, especially nicer jewelry, and so once again, this just enhances the fact that it's trying to get a point across. The point that it's trying to get across is of their wealth and their royalty. Another technique Lavina Teerlinck used was the background color. In most of her portraits, she used the background color blue. Blue has been associated with royalty for centuries now, and it's like not any blue, it's a specific shade of blue that's now referred to as royal blue since it reflects royalty. It was named after that. Teerlinck used the color to show the royalty and importance. And all in all, Lavina Teerlinck uses small details within the portrait of Elizabeth II I to explain some of her characteristics.